You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Thank you for joining me here on this Motivation and Mindset Monday. Very happy to have you. Hope you're having a great start to the week. And what I want to do today, and to ensure you have a great week, is to start to teach you how to break negative thought patterns. So one of the big things that I've spoken about on previous Mindset and Motivation Mondays is that there's really no way to change your life if you don't first start with the thoughts in your head. I know that doesn't always make sense, especially if that's the first time you're hearing this. And that's because you might be thinking, well, the thoughts I have in my head right now are a byproduct of the life that I'm leading. And whether there are bad things happening around me, or I don't have the job that I want, I don't have the health that I want, I don't have the body that I want, the relationship, all of these different things. Now, of course, that might lead to then a cyclical, event of more poor thinking. But what I want you to know is that really the only way to change that life, and also I'm going to explain to you the byproduct of how you got here right now, is due to the deeper level thinking you have going on inside of you. Sometimes that is from the program we have from when we were children. We were growing up and we started to get improgrammed with all the different beliefs of our community, of our parents, of our family, of our friends. And a lot of those were probably great. They really were. But there's most likely a few that have stuck with you to this day that have helped you in terms of survival, but are really holding you back from a lot of what you want in life and actually setting you up for a lot of these negative belief patterns. And that's what I also want to say is that right now, the actions you're taking that are leading to the life that you have right now, they're not happening by accident. And it's because the thoughts that we have before an action actually happens, the thoughts that we have lead then to a specific set of emotions or feelings, which then causes us to act upon them. And all of those actions are our life. That's what's created our life. And now I know today, maybe the actions that you're taking or the place that you're at in your life, you said, well, I would never have wanted to create this for myself. But I'm not saying that you did this overnight. What I'm saying is that it's been going on for the last year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, maybe 20 years or more. And all it is these small actions. That's really what our life's about. It's these small individual thoughts, it's these small individual feelings, and the small individual actions that lead to our life. And over time, we become the sum of all of those actions, and those actions are the sum of all of our feelings and thoughts. So what I want to do right now is I don't want you to say like, okay, I'm going to change my life overnight. I want to be really realistic on the Cabral concept. I want you to understand that anything is possible. Absolutely anything is possible, and you can change your life and create your life to be whatever you want it to be. And I honestly believe that. I've done it myself. I've helped others do it. I've seen family members do it, and I know that you can do it as well. Now, again, it's not going to happen overnight, but that's okay. That's all part of the journey, and it's also not even realistic. There are things that you're going to do that you're going to then build upon each step. And that's the great thing, is that you don't have to know it all today to get started. You don't. All you need to do is make that one change. That one change leads to one more, and then there's this exponential growth. So what I'm saying right now is if we want to change our life, we have to start to change our thoughts. And the absolute best way to do that is just start back with square one. We have to actually know what we're thinking, not just what our actions are, not just what our feelings are, because most of the time we're kind of prisoners to our feelings. We're either happy when something's good going on, sad if something sad is going on, angry if something making us angry, but we don't know how to get out of that. We don't know how we got there in the first place. Well, we just say, this event made me angry. Well, that event didn't make you angry. You had a thought that led to that feeling about why that event made you angry. Again, like there are pretty much universal events that would make someone angry or sad, but there's also different levels of that. Meaning like a family member passes away. Of course, I would expect many people to be sad about that. Some people, they would look at it as it was a good day. It was a happy day because that person lived a long, full life. Or maybe that person is no longer suffering. And one person, they might lose their job. One person's really, really upset. Another person looks at it as, well, right now, I get to start over. I get to start fresh. So what I'm saying is there are different ways to frame situations, but even before you do that, you're not able to frame a situation in the proper way that best serves you if you don't first do this. And that's you must absolutely become an observer of your thoughts. So that means this. You are having, I don't even know, hundreds of thoughts potentially per minute that are just swarming around in your mind, and everything's just moving around, and you've never really observed what you're actually thinking. And that's why when people begin to meditate, and I'm not saying that you have to meditate, but I'm going to teach you a few things today. But one of the reasons why meditation can be helpful is a lot of people think, well, you're just supposed to not think. You're just supposed to clear your mind. And yes, that's true. But when you begin meditation for the very first time, you actually say, wow, I can't shut off my brain. I'm thinking all the time. I have all these thoughts just moving through my head. So one of the ways that I do like people to start is it doesn't have to be formal meditation, but I just want you to literally observe your thoughts that are happening. And the best way to do this is to simply see if you can sit still, sit quiet at your desk at work, or maybe it's your couch at home, anywhere that you would like. So after this podcast, it might be nice if you could just spend 5 minutes simply observing your thoughts. And then what I would like you to do is, when you start to get into a stressful situation, I would like you, before you react with that emotion, try to see what's going through your head, what the thought process is. Are you saying, this person did me wrong? This person is doing something that I like? Go through that thought process and start to see what are the predominant thoughts you're having. I actually want you to think of this analogy, and I really like this analogy. Pretend that you go to a park. Like in downtown Boston, we have the Public Gardens. It's a very, very beautiful park, very, very old park from the 1800s, I believe. Could be before that, but I believe it's from the 1800s. And they have many park benches. And I've sat there many a time. And when I sit there, whether I'm with my journal or I'm just relaxing, or maybe I'm just sitting there with the lunch that I took to eat outside, and I'll sit there and I watch all of the people just pass by. I want you to think of that as your thoughts. I want you to become the quiet observer of your thoughts. I want you to listen to them, watch them, visualize them, however your brain works, whether it's kinesthetic, visual, however you'd like to look at it. I want you to literally just observe it, like you're an outside observer of this person having the thoughts. I'll get into a future Cabral concept, all the different people we are, but there's the person who's actually thinking the thoughts, and then there's an observer in the background. I want you to be the observer of these thoughts. I want you to see, really not just figure them all out today, but I want you to look at them this. Are they predominantly happy thoughts? Are they predominantly angry thoughts? Are they predominantly thoughts that serve you in terms of moving you forward to your highest potential? Meaning, like, are you motivated? Are you excited about life? And if not, I want you to start to look at those thoughts. And yes, we can change those thoughts. We'll be talking about them in just one moment. But you don't know what to change unless you actually observe what is first there. And that's why I offer the functional medicine lab test online. A lot of my colleagues say, how do you do that? That's so much work, this and that. And I say this, that a lot of people have been guessing for a decade why they have low mood, why they have digestive issues, why they have autoimmune issues, why they have low thyroid, why they have all these different toxicity-based issues. And what I say is, what you can do is you can actually step back from the situation, no longer guess, lab test, see that you have something like H. pylori, candida overgrowth, C. diff overgrowth in your gut. You have low T3, low T4 because you have high cortisol. You have estrogen dominance because you have low progesterone. You can do all of these things through a lab test. So what I'm looking here at the same time, the same exact thing, because remember, if one thing works in one area of life, you're going to be able to find things that you can then carry over to another area of your life. And that goes, without a doubt, with mindset. And so what I'm asking you to do right now is to simply step back, see what your most predominant thoughts are. Are they one, again, of despair? Or do you talk negatively to yourself? When you look in the mirror, do you say, oh, I don't like how my hair looks. Oh, I don't like how my skin looks. Oh, I'm starting to look old. Oh, this, and this. Are you talking to yourself negatively? Because if you are, it's going to set you up then to feel not worthy, not confident, poor self-image, poor self-esteem. What happens from there? Well, then, in terms of your career, you might lack the confidence to move forward. In terms of relationships, you might not go after that person that you really want to speak with or meet or go out to dinner with or whatever it might be, okay? And with your health as well, if you're always telling yourself, oh, I'm sick, oh, I'm in pain today, my joints hurt, I don't feel well, I'm tired, all of these things. And yes, you may actually feel that way. You may feel that way. But by thinking more of those thoughts, speaking it into reality, you're only reinforcing more of what you don't want. So what I need you to do first is, as I always say, you're not going to pretend these feelings don't exist. But what I first want you to do is just catch yourself having the thoughts, catching yourself saying those things, catching yourself thinking those things, catching yourself feeling those emotions. Then when you do that, you at least know your starting point, right? That's like the lab test. You know your starting point. Now you know what we have to fix. And now I want to give you just a couple examples today. So let's say it is self-image. You look in the mirror and you don't like the person you see because you're 20 pounds overweight. You'd like to be a little bit thinner. Your skin isn't as clear as it could be or should be. Just those two things. Let's just go with that. So you can say to yourself, wow, my skin doesn't look good. Or wow, I put on more weight and I don't feel attractive. Okay. So instead of that thought now getting you down, I need you to flip that switch. But again, you have to catch yourself thinking it first. But then you can make the flip right now. You can say, okay, I don't like how my skin looks. What do I need to do? Well, here's a few things that you can do. You could begin to eat more fruits and vegetables. You can begin to take better care of your skin through natural skin-based products. You can start to sweat more during an exercise, get out all those impurities. You can do something like a detox. You can do all of those things to kind of clean out your system. In terms of weight loss, what could you do as well? Okay, you want to lose 20 pounds. Are you exercising at all right now? No. Okay. Well, are you walking your 10,000 steps a day? No. Okay. Well, let's at least start with a lunchtime walk. Let's start there. Let's start maybe with an after dinner walk. Then let's try 2 days a week of exercise. Not 7 days. Let's start with 2. So what I'm saying to you right now is I want you to have those thoughts because they're not going away anyways. I want you to catch them and then I want you to reframe them. And you can say to yourself, okay, I'm not where I want to be today, but I can get there. And that in order to get there, I need to change something right now in my life. And I can do that because I'm the creator of my life. And it starts with my thoughts. My thoughts right now are not serving me. They're only reinforcing my poor self-image, which only wants me to eat more chocolate or more dairy or more cookies or more whatever. That's only going to lead to more weight gain and more acne, which will lead to more negative self-talk. So hopefully you can see where I'm going here. And same with wellness-based issues. Right now, we have a lot of people right now in my practice that are coming in, brand new people. They're coming in, speaking with them for the first time. They're tired. They have lack of energy. They have low libido. They feel overwhelmed. They're anxious. They're in a little bit of pain. They have inflammation. This is a common thing I see every day in my practice. So we say, okay, well, what are the thoughts that you're having? I'm tired. I never, want to do anything. And I just want to sit down all day. And I just want to take a nap. Okay, here's what we need to do. We know right now your current state is one of being exhausted and overwhelmed and anxious and all of these feelings that are clearly not leading you to the life that you want to live. But let's say we want to change that. What can we change? What can we do right now that we know would give you a little jump start on that energy? And a lot of practitioners, a lot of people right now, right away would say, well, we need to get more sleep. And I would totally agree with those practitioners. But I would also say this. I don't think sleep is the best answer. We know we need more of it, 7 hours, 8 hours, maybe even 9 hours, especially for that ectomorph or Vata body type. Very, very important. But I've never seen sleep just be the cure. If you're not too far gone and you're just getting like 5 hours of sleep, and of course you ramp that up to 8, that could be life-changing. But a lot of times what I see is it's the nutrition. People are eating too heavy a breakfast. They're eating the eggs and the bacon and the sausage and all of the other, heavy fats that go along with it first thing in the morning. And they're draining their body of energy. That's setting them up to be having more coffee during mid-morning to kind of wake them up. So what I see a lot of times is, hey, can you do just a couple things for me? Can you right now start to get your body moving just a little bit more? I know they're like, I don't have any exercise. I don't have any, because I don't have any energy to do it. And I would say, totally understand. I just want you to walk a little bit. I want you to walk a little bit maybe in the morning. If you have a dog, take him for a walk. I want you to breathe in as fresh air as you can. I want you to have a smoothie to start your day. Try to add a little bit of greens in there. Try maybe the daily fruit and vegetable blend that we have or your favorite greens that you have. I want you to have a nutritious breakfast that's going to fill your body with all the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients you need. Can you do that? Are you willing to do that for me for 3 weeks? And I hope then by having that good nutritious breakfast, that will then set you up to have a good lunch. And as your body starts to get more healthy nutrition in it, you're going to start to feel a little bit more energy. Your inflammation levels are going to go down. That's your first step. I know that that's not always just the whole cure, but that's your first step. Now we're going to say, can we get to bed just a half hour earlier? That's it. Just a little bit earlier. That's all I'm asking for. And then can we start to change our bedtime routine? Can it be a little bit more relaxed going to bed so we get into a deeper sleep? And then I might ask just a couple more things of, okay, now let's start to get a little bit more exercise into the day. Okay, let's get into a little bit more nutrition. Let's do something like a Dr. Cabral detox or, again, your favorite detox, whatever it might be. But what I want to start with is the basics. And if you're not feeling great right now, what can I do right away? Because the morning's the most important. I need you to wake up in the morning. I need that spark to happen in the morning. When you look at yourself in the mirror first thing in the morning, I need there to be a positive self-talk for you to start the day. And if we can't start our mornings off right, it sets you up for a snowball effect for the rest of the day that you're not going to like. So what I want you to go back to is this, is I need you first to think about your life. I need you to think about the main areas that I speak about a lot in terms of relationships, spirituality, careers, health, body, all of those different things. And I want you to say to yourself, which one of those am I doing well in, or hopefully many, and which ones do I need work in? Now I want you to think this. What are your predominant thoughts around the areas that you need work in? And what are your predominant thoughts about the areas that you're already doing well in? I'm guaranteeing that areas that you're already doing well in, you feel pretty confident. You feel confident in your ability to take charge and control of that part of your life. But for some reason, there's some blocks in those other areas. I want you to start to, again, observe those thoughts. What are you saying to yourself that's causing you to not have the confidence, to not have the control in those areas? When you start to do that, you're going to be able to better pinpoint the areas that you need to work on. And then you can just start with some of the basics. One foot in front of the other, reframing how you think about it. Again, you're not where you want to be, just even say relationship-wise. You're not in the relationship you want to be, just you can say, or you're not even with anyone at all, and you really do want to be in a relationship. Say to yourself, I'm not in a relationship now. Okay, I'm not in a relationship now, but I'm confident that I will be one day. So you will be one day. So now you're starting off right there. You're not putting pressure on yourself for a specific timeline. Okay? So then you're going to say, what now can I do to put myself in the position to get into the relationship that I want, to find the person that I want to be with? Just start then asking the right questions. And I've spoken about this on previous Mindset Motivation Mondays. So I want you to go back. I want you to listen to those shows, and I want you to start moving forward with what you want in life. Now, if you have specific questions, specific hangups that you want our community group support, just go to StephenCabral.com. Well, you can go to that for podcasts. So today's podcast, we'll go to that for the show notes. And those show notes are at StephenCabral.com/619. Okay? We're going to link up everything today. We're going to link up, well, whatever you would like to see in there. We'll link up some of the, maybe some smoothie guides, different things like that. But also, you could join our support group, and that's CabralSupportGroup.com. It's completely free. It's for positive people trying to change their life from every different aspect. They're trying to get their family to eat healthier. They're trying to get themselves healthy. They're trying to lose weight. They're trying to just figure out what's going on with their struggles. We're here to help you. We want positive people who are open to change. I can't wait to connect with you in the group. Thank you so much for listening to this Mindset and Motivation Monday. I hope it brought you a little bit of hope, a little bit of motivation. If it worked for you, please feel free to pass it on. Have a fantastic week. Before you go, I wanted to ask you this question. What if I could teach you in just a couple of hours how to transform your thyroid, hormones, adrenal, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight loss, energy, mood, brain, pregnancy, anti-aging, or many other health-related issues? After 20 years in private practice, after seeing and overseeing 250,000 client appointments, I sincerely feel I have the real-world data and have found the answer you've been searching for. So what I've done is spent hundreds of hours of my own time refining what you need to know in order to uncover your underlying root cause health issues and then begin to rebalance the body and bring it back to a state of robust health and wellness. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do in my private practice so you can understand how you got here and now what you need to do in order to heal. You'll receive all of the important success checklists, protocols, and even ways to customize it to make the program fit your busy life. And you'll get all of this at a fraction of the price. Let me save you the time, money, energy, stress, and frustration of not knowing what to do next. Instead of reading dozens of books on the topic and seeing multiple practitioners, I will condense everything that you need to know in just a few hours of video tutorials that you can watch and listen to anywhere. Together, we will make this healing process an enjoyable one that you can take with you for the rest of your life. I wish you all of the best of health and happiness, and I hope to be able to guide you on your healing journey through my Health Results Accelerators. Simply choose the health imbalance you're currently suffering from, and by the end of today, you'll know what went wrong and how to get well again. I guarantee it. For details, head over now to stephencabral.com/courses.